more about the Plug and Play, which is one of the world's largest VC funds and startup acceleration incubators. And I would like to welcome on the stage, he specializes in early investments, early stage investor, Leonardo Rocchetti. Let's welcome Leonardo on the stage. Welcome, welcome. The stage is yours. We're gonna...
Can you hear me well? Perfect.
Yeah. In a bit, we're going to get the presentation on. It's going to be good. And meanwhile, just a reminder, please, if you have some questions, send them in the Slido platform. But I see your presentation, and I think you can begin.
Perfect. So, hi, nice to meet everybody. So, my name is Leonardo. So, and I work for our HQ, like in Silicon Valley. So, and basically, I lead the deep tech vertical as well as the real estate and construction vertical. So, basically, on the venture side specifically. So I've been with the company for the past 3.5 years, and actually, so I really understood like what's the global mission of Plug and Play. Basically, when I moved really like to Silicon Valley like a couple of months ago, because previously I was working as a European representative here, and basically in our EMEA HQ in Spain. So, and I want to show you like this logo. I think, so please don't take any picture because the marketing department is going to, to kill me. See, this was our old logo, and I feel like it shows a lot about the mission of Plug and Play globally. So the office is still the same, but actually, like today, we have like much more electric vehicles compared to this picture. But actually, like I think that the mission of Plug and Play is really hidden into what's written here, like Silicon Valley in a box. And now I want to tell you more about how we built like this mission on a global level by telling you like a little bit about our story. So, I don't know if you have heard about the Plug and Play story, but actually, Plug and Play was founded by a group of Iranians that moved to California in the 80s, and they started many businesses. Among those, basically, they started a real estate business, and they had like a building in Palo Alto, especially in University Avenues. And actually, what happened is that in the 90s, so startups ecosystem like starting to explode, especially around the Palo Alto and in the Bay Area. And it happened that a few of the tenants that actually were like in the building, one was like a famous like technology investor and entrepreneur and former founder Peter Thiel, that was the founder of PayPal. And there was like another startup that you can see here from in the image that went from 3 employees to actually 35 employees like in our building. And we turned out to invest in PayPal in the very early days. And actually, we continued investing like since then. So Plug and Play officially like started in 2006. So, and we replicated the model of what we call like the lucky building, due to the story that I just told you, in our HQ, like now in Sunnyvale, where we had like many startups basically like being there and living, being around many mentors, like entrepreneurial residents, like VCs that were going by. And basically, like most of the unicorns that we have, of our oldest unicorns, come from that time where we having kind of like we work ante litteram, we used to say. But during that time, actually, we also experimented many things. For example, like when in Europe, so in 2012, we started an accelerator, like with Access Springer Plug and Play accelerator, that led actually our expansion here in Europe. And because like we had many companies, and one of those was like basically a credit card for teenagers. And this company was called like Papaya, that now actually was like the leading company that led our expansion, because now I think most of you had this bank account, and the company is called N26. So, but at the same time, also we started many other like trial with corporations, because if you remember, in 2003, Eric Chesbrough like came out with a new book about the paradigm of open innovation, and we started having accelerators basically on corporates. In the early days, we started with Volkswagen, and we saw that many startups, like were starting piloting with Volkswagen at the time, but we saw that other OEMs, for example, were not selecting like the startups that were not working with Volkswagen as well, kind of like adverse selection. And so, like, we changed the model, and at the time, it happened that many retailers wanted to compete against Amazon. And so like we started an event, we put like all the retailers together, we bring all the startups together, and it happened that, a retailer was interested in a company, maybe another one was interested in another one. Actually, this was the successful model that we built. So we built a corporate platform with many corporates in different, in united, merged in a vertical, and we run like accelerators. And actually, this is the model that is dominating today, like the plug-and-play. So maybe you've seen this slide many times during like the Deep Tech Atelier. Now we sit on these three verticals, the venture capital arm. I'm going to skip very quickly into this, where we invest in a pre-seed and seed stage. We have our corporate innovation, where we work with the major like 570 corporations around the globe, and we run accelerator programs with corporates and with governments, as we do, for example, here with your neighbors like in Lithuania. So this is our global footprint today. We have more than 700 employees, 50 locations worldwide, 80,000 like companies, 570 corporations, so on. And these are actually our unicorns today. So we have more than 31, and with the last one actually in right here in the Nordics. But how we build ecosystem on a global level? So why did I tell you the story? Because actually what I understood, like in the Bay Area, and also at the time of Plug&Play, is that what we do is that we bring a playbook where every country can actually, like with Plug&Play, can expand their own ecosystem because we bring their expertise, like with corporations, with VCs, investors, and mentors, like all in one together. So, but I want to lead like with some examples. So, for example, like here is what we have in Germany in the startup Autobahn. Basically, we are proud of this platform that is the largest mobility platform in the world, where like we work with all the corporates like tier 1 and tier 2 suppliers in the mobility space. For example, Mercedes, Bosch, NXP, like microelectronic semiconductors. And we see that in this platform, we see like startups that are working with all the value chain of the industry, and how we help startups is that we bring them in front of the C-level and the decision makers of these big corporates. For example, I want to bring an example for that an Italian startup that I was following a few years ago, like when I was in Milan for Phononic Vibes, actually like started a pilot like a few years later with Mercedes-Benz to create a lightweight materials for actually insulate the acoustic of the cars. Or another examples, so as you can see here, we bring like startups from different continents, for different countries, like in front of the right people to make innovation happen. Another example is the journey of our unicorn Einride. So we first met Einride in 2019, where actually we started having conversation with them because our OEMs in Silicon Valley, so we're interested in meeting them to provide support, to understand how they can work together. And so we flew them from Stockholm to Silicon Valley. And then we brought their journey into Stuttgart in the startup Autobahn space that I just mentioned. And then we saw that actually where we plugged Einride into all our ecosystems up to Tokyo, so actually they can expand their global operations. So that's how Plug&Play, we build ecosystem on a global level. The first example is with governments. So as you can see here, is a clear path that innovation is happening through investing in technology, and technology means GDP growth. And what we are seeing lately is that all the countries and all the governments are pushing heavily on innovation, allocating resources. And so we are designing programs specifically for every country and every ecosystem to accelerate their companies on a global level and plug them into our global platform, as we do in Lithuania. So what I learned from my experience is that basically if you may measure ecosystems according to Startup Genome on these 6 metrics like connectedness, knowledge, performance, market reach, actually what we offer Plug&Play and how we build ecosystems is that we we bring what we built in your country, in your city, and we expand it with, and we connect you in our global network of corporates, of governments, to actually bring your startups in a much more connected environment. And so that's why I wanted to show you the logo of Silicon Valley in a box. Because in my opinion, what we bring is a framework, is a playbook to how to scale a companies on a worldwide level. And on top of it, we're not only bringing corporate connection, etc., but especially what we bring is a mindset in a place where we open the office to founders and from what we learned in the Bay Area on how founders help each other, how they challenge the status quo, and that's also I think one of the biggest things that Plug&Play brings on a global level. So I want to use a sentence that actually I read recently in a book from the entrepreneurs founders. So what we want to do is that we want to avoid that talented people are going to the biggest corporates in the country, because we know that if Sergey Brin and Larry Page were born in London, they would have worked for an hedge fund. But the fact that they started in Silicon Valley, that's why they built Google. What's the future of Plug&Play is here. So we are, from a pre-seed and seed investor, we raised vertical focused fund on sustainability, financial services, supply chain funds, to actually place the bets in the best companies that we have, and much more in the later stages. We started working with universities to create AI center of excellence within the universities, because that deep tech companies are starting from there. And we are expanding also our corporate services, because we know that corporates in their journey are much more mature in work with startups, and that's how we want to help them. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Leonardo. Thank you for your presentation. Yes. That's all the time we have right now, but hopefully you will approach Leonardo. And I had the very lucky opportunity to visit the Lucky building in the Bay Area, and it was quite fascinating to see that in such a small building, such big things are happening. So that's just one other proof that we don't need big things to start big. It all starts with the people, with the mindset, and that's what we have been talking about